Hey guys, this is Kristin from Printable, Cuttable, Creatables. Today's video is part of my Deal of the Day event happening over at printable-cuttable-creatables.com to celebrate our 11th birthday. Each day from May 15th through the 21st, you'll find a brand new Deal of the Day on the site. Today is May 18th and we're on day 4, Make With Me Monday. In this tutorial, I'll be showing how to assemble this 3D layered flower design. And you can grab this file, which is actually part of a 3D flower set, for free today only. Down in the description below, there's a link to this design. Go ahead and add it to your cart and use the coupon code PETALS18 at checkout to grab it for free. Again, this is for today only, May 18th, 2026, and we're on Eastern Time. After today, you can still get this file at regular price from my shop using the same link below. So once you've gotten your file downloaded and cut out on your machine, you can come back over here and we'll start crafting. Okay, so each flower in this set comes with 6 petal layers. You can use less, you can use more, it's up to you, but I find that 6 layers is a good amount to create a nice full looking flower. Today I'm going to be putting these together using hot glue and a hot glue gun. You can certainly use a regular adhesive glue such as Barely Art glue. I use that to put together these, but it does take a little bit more patience to hold things in place as the glue dries. If you're using hot glue gun, it's a little bit more of an instant stick. The other thing that I'm going to be using is the tip of a thin paintbrush, and that is going to help me curl the edges of the petals. So let's go ahead and get started doing that. So I'm just going to place the edge of the paintbrush handle along the edge of a petal and just gently turn it inward. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other end of that petal and again turn it inward. And we want to create this kind of curled in shape to the petal, which gives it some dimension, and then you're also going to see how that helps shape the flower as we stack the layers. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on each one of these petals. The same thing, I'm just lining up the edge of the paintbrush with the edge of the petal and just curling it inward so it looks something like that. I'm going to go ahead and do that on each one of these petals. I like to kind of press my thumb up against the paintbrush as I'm rolling to prevent any harsh creases from appearing. Sometimes that does happen anyway, and it's quite all right. Just do your best to get nice curled petals. And it might look a little funny right now, but you will see how they come together when we stack everything up. Okay, so now I'm going to take one of the petals that has some extra curl to it, and I'm just going to kind of fold the petals inward so that they all kind of wrap around each other. And this is going to start to form the inner petals of the flower. So we're going to start with the inner petals and then work our way outward. So right now I'm just kind of, have these petals all scooped together, and it creates this like kind of cylinder shape. And it gives us a solid bottom area that we can use to glue down as a base. So I'm actually going to slip a little dot of glue in these two outer petals just to help this keep its shape. Okay, and of course my glue gun squirted a little more than I wanted it to, so I've got some extra glue there, but that's okay. And I'm just going to hold that for a second so it can have a chance to stick. So now I've got the inside petals of my flower here. And then I'm going to take another petal. Let's see, this one looks pretty curly. So I'm going to go with this one next. And I'm just going to do the same thing, but this time I'm not going to glue the petals down. I'm going to tuck them all in together so it makes like a nice tight roll like we did before, and give it just a little bit of a squeeze. And then I'm going to let it fan out a little bit. And it has sort of a cupped shape now. So now I can take the center that I made and insert it into the center. So I'm just going to add a little dab of glue here. Okay, so I've got a little bit of glue, and I'm just going to go into the center of this piece and then kind of recup the petals around the center. And just press it down into the center so we can kind of see the center of our flower starting to form. So now from here, we're just going to continue stacking this center onto the additional petal layers. So I'm going to open these petals up just a little bit, and I'm going to put glue, put a little dab of glue on the bottom there, and place it. As I'm placing the flowers down, I'm going to try to stagger the petals a little bit so that when they curl in, they're not all directly in line with each other. So here, I'll try to show that a little better on the next one. But so I'll kind of cup them all in as I glue that down. So for the next layer of petals, if I have a split in petals here, I'm going to try to glue this next one down so that there's a petal in between, so they all kind of stagger with one another and don't end up like just all in a row. So we want it to have a little bit more of a natural organic look, so I'm going to try to glue it down staggered. Okay, so here I go. And I can kind of cup up these petals to curve in as I'm doing that. And if you you can like stick a different, like the back of a pencil or a different paintbrush in there to just kind of press it down and make sure it gets a good stick. Okay, and then continue with the additional layers as we keep building out our flower. And you can kind of play around with the petals and cup them inward, and that is our completed flower. So then you can go ahead and you can glue some leaves onto the bottom. This set comes with a few different leaf options that you can choose from. And if you want, you can add a little bit of dimension to your leaves as well. Just give it a little bit of a curl, like you're curling a ribbon, and just glue the flower in there. Something like that. And there we have our 3D layered flower. So head over to printable, and you can enter the code PETALS18 for today only to get this whole flower set, which includes these little leaves and 5 different flower types as part of our birthday celebration. So thank you for crafting along with me on Make With Me Monday, and I'll see you next time.